Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel, the DevOps Bucket. Today I'm going to share a very useful trick for Kubernetes debugging. So many times when we face a problem at node level, like nodes going into not ready state and coming back after some time, or pod failing to restart repeatedly, our first instinct is to SSH into the node and collect the node logs, right? But there is a common in managed Kubernetes service like EKS, GKE, AKS, production environments in your organization. We can't do that part like SSH into the nodes, right? So this is what exactly I will show you today using a special way of working to get those logs without SSH. Okay, let me explain you what's the problem that we are facing now and what we want to do to solve this problem. Okay, let's have a talk about the problem first. So normally if you have SSH access to a node, you can check system logs at /var log and run general ctl to see kubelet and runtime logs and inspect the process with the tools like top or ps netstat etc, and checking like networking in netstat and telnet etc, right? But in production, especially with the manager clusters and restrictive environments, SSH access is blocked by policy or the kubelet logs or system level logs. So when the node is unhealthy, you are blind without SSH. That's the point. But after some time the node is coming into ready state, then your pods will be up and running, but you want to know what causing this issue, right? So here you can't able to do anything without SSH access. So this challenge is clear right now. So we are going to solve this problem and how we can still collect the node level logs and debug the issues when SSH is not an option. Let's see that now. So the solution is to run a privileged debugger pod directly onto the node. What is this debugger pod? Debugger pod is just a name to help us to debug the node level logs. It's just a name called debugger pod. It's generally a normal pod YAML file only with any of the images, like any open source image or any of the image that your organization may allow you to create one pod, like any busybox, nginx, ubuntu, or your own repository private images or anything like that. The pod runs with the host network, host process id, host ipc, which means it shares the nodes networking and process id and ipc. Okay, we will create the pod onto the node, right? Then using our options, this pod will run with the host network, host process id and host ipc mode, which means that it shares the network nodes networking. Okay, nodes networking, nodes process ids and the ipc. So this is how we are just going to get the node details. Okay, and it runs in a privileged mode, so it has a root level permissions to execute the commands. It mounts the important directories like //run /var run from the host file system. So generally what we are going to do is we create a one volume and one volume mount inside the pod. We are just mounting the node slash path to the pod slash host path or slash test path. So just we are collecting the node level folder and we are mounting it to the pod level, and we specify the node name in the debugger pod, so the pod can run exactly onto the node what we want to debug. Okay, so here I am in the killer coda shell now. So just let us go ahead and create one pod ml file and I will explain you what are the options that we require to use. If you see kubectl get nodes, there is one node that was already created and it was in ready state. Okay, now we would like to debug these logs. Okay, generally when we how we do is we can go to the that node by using sh command. Just we can run the general ctl -u kubelet to get the kubelet logs, right? These are the kubelet logs, so we can check that what is happening previously, what is happening the kubelet service. Okay, I have stopped the kubelet service. If you see the status, okay, now it is inactive. So whenever the node is not ready, then what we need to do is we can get the node logs, right? But after some time the node is coming into ready state and we want to know why that was happened during that only that point of time, because that level that side that end that at the time point of the time we require the node logs like kubelet logs etc to get the details. See, now that is not ready. Now let's go into the sh node, right? So and then just service status, then it is stopped. That's why the node is not ready. Like how you can identify it, you can see here, right? Main process exited. That means something is happened with the kubelet service, it is not running. That's the thing that we need to understand from this point. So but we have the sh access now. Okay, let me restart. So now kubelet is started. Now if you go to the cluster and it see it is in ready state. Now if it is coming ready state, then you know at some point of time My node is not ready. How will you identify it? You need to go inside the node and check the kubelet logs at that point of time, right? So you can't do it because you don't have SSH access. Now we are going to solve this problem. Let's create one pod YAML file. Okay, I have already have the one YAML file that I have written, so just I'm pasting it here and just let me explain you step by step. So this is a one pod which is named as node-debugger, and I have, as I said, I have enabling this hostNetwork and PID IPC to get the create the pod in that network namespace and to get those details. Okay, from the node. Here I want to mention the node name on which this should be deployed. So node 1. Okay, the name is node 1. The name of container is debugger. I am using the Ubuntu image directly and the privileged access as a true, and then sleep I have put some 3600 seconds. Let me increase it some moment sometime, it can take time. And here if you see, this is the important part. I have two volumes here. One is the three volumes here. Okay, one is var run folder and slash run and slash. So these are three paths from the node. This is path, this is one, this is one. These three are paths inside the node. I am mounting these at slash host run slash var run of the container. Okay, I mean of the pod. Okay, so this is the YAML file. I will give this YAML file in the description. You can directly copy it and paste it in your cluster and do it. Okay, I'm just applying it. Apply fnf pod.yaml file. Now it is created. Now it is in container creating state. Let's wait for a moment to create. Yeah, now it is in running state. Now what we need to do, we need to exit into that pod and then just apply, then check the logs. Okay, let's go inside the pod kubectl exec -it. Pod name is node-debugger pod -hyphen bash. Okay, I am inside the pod. Okay, let's see the ls. So what I have told you, I have three mount points inside this pod that capture the files and directories of the node, right? One is the host. Let's go inside slash host first. Slash host. If you see, this is the nodes directory. Slash var is the, this is the var, that is the folder where we generally see var log. Now I will go to var because it's under host slash var, because the host is basically mounted point of node directory information, right? That's why I'm going inside the host and then var. If I go here, see, these are the things. Let's go to log here, and log we have one folder called syslog. Let's cat this syslog with a grep of kubelet. This contains system logs. Okay, so we require only the kubelet for now, so I'm just grepping it. If you see the point of time where the issue is happened, we'll have that. Okay, see, if you see, you need to check why the error is coming at that point, right? So you have to confirm that with the timestamp, and then we need to check that anything is happened with the kubelet. If you see, there is some errors that we can see, right? See, stopping kubelet service, some failure is happened at this point of time. That's why the issue is happened, the pod is not ready state. Okay, and then again it started and it's working fine. This is how you need to check the logs from the debugger pod if you don't have the access to the SSH of the node. So, and one more thing to note is that there is one limitation, important limitation you need to know. This method is only works if the kubelet is running at the current point, okay, and the node is in ready state. Why? Because the kubelet is one that actually schedules and runs the pod, right? If the kubelet itself is down, the Kubernetes cannot place this debugger pod onto the node. So in that case, what do you need to do is, like in AWS, you can use the system manager session plugin or EC2 endpoint connect if it is enabled. On GCP or Azure, you can either use serial connect console or VM debug access. Or best practice is to set up a daemon set log collector like FluentBait or anything like that, to always push the logs to centralized server. Okay, so remember, the debugger pod is great for node level issues, but not when kubelet is completely dead. So it is dead at the one point of time, and now it is active. You want to know what happened at that point of time? It's a best practice. It's a best one. But and currently the node is not in ready state, and kubelet entire nodes are not running due to kubelet issue or any issue. We can't deploy this pod, right? Yeah, that's the. And that's it for the video. We saw the problem, no SSH access in manager Kubernetes environment. We saw a solution as a privileged node debugger pod that lets us collect the logs and troubleshoot it. And also we learned the limitation: if kubelet is not running, this method won't work. You need out of band tools like log shipping in place. I hope this helps in your Kubernetes journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more DevOps and cloud tips and real time use cases. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.